to see what's coming next for them.
And Hiko was always kind of like the Kitrek, where well, he's a really young guy for one, so he's newer to the scene, and therefore that's like why we're just kind of seeing him now. But Hiko has always been like well respected by the top players and well liked as well. He's a very well liked guy, so it's you know, it's good to see him on like actual teams for the last basically year. They were playing with RDO before. I'm not sure if HFN is a stand-in or if they're actually officially playing with HFN now. But if they are officially playing with HFN, I mean, RDO is a fantastic player, obviously, but HFN, like you said, he's a trailblazer. Like he is top tier talent in this region. So it'd be really cool to see Midas Club playing with this dude consistently. But we'll see.
Yeah, it says at least on the Wikipedia that HFN is a substitute. Somebody in chat just said RDO doesn't have a computer at the moment.
Oh, rough.
It's pretty wild. But
once again, nothing against RDO. He's fantastic. It's just HFN is like, this guy has, you know, he's played on tier 1 teams. Well, remember there's like periods where like some Europeans would go to South America. Weehaw was there for a while. And HFN was always like carrying the Euros and the Americans down there. He's very, very good. Very good player. Anyway, we got a draft.
Yeah, we've got Bristleback, Enchantress, Void Spirit, a lot of Enchantress today.
Yeah, nice hero.
Tusk coming in a lot. Yeah, a lot of Tusk. Like, it seems, and I'm just kind of like, I don't know if it's just me. It sounds like it's not just me. I'm thankful that it sounds like it's not just me, but hoping for some sort of balance patch to come out. It would suck to happen after day 1 of this tournament for some teams, but I would love for some changes. I feel like we've been here in the Twilight Zone for what seems to be like forever.
Yeah, I mean, you run into the issue of obviously a lot of people at Valve, the manpower is being spent on the battle pass right now. So the question is, you know, how much time have they allocated to spend working on a content or on an actual like gameplay patch? And you know, hopefully it's just delayed. It's not like stalled until the battle pass updates are over. Hopefully it's just delayed. Maybe I would love to see it halfway through this tournament. I would love to cast day 1 and then day 2 is a totally different patch. That is always the most fun that I have casting. Because I'm just learning, you know? It's like, oh,
and so are they. Like, the meta is just not even settled yet. It's like taking a snow globe, shaking it up, nothing's going to settle. We'll see what sticks.
Yeah, I love how Dota has this, man. It's like Christmas. Every patch is like Christmas, opening presents. And sometimes you get socks, sometimes you get coal, but then other times you get some sick Power Ranger toy, and it's like, yes, Pudge is buffed, finally. That hasn't happened in years. But I get excited for it nonetheless.
I feel like with Darkseer still a hero in Dota, I don't know if any other hero can complain about not getting a buff. I feel like that hero is just minus something at all times.
I'm going to go ahead and just say it. Like, I feel like Pudge is getting up there with him at this point. It's been like 10 patches in a row. Pudge has just made it worse.
Well, at least he gets another Immortal. Keeps Pudge players satisfied with his 800th Immortal.
Yeah, he needs it. He needs it, definitely.
So,
reasonable.
Ursa again here, this time for Thunder Predator with the Tuskbane and Beastmaster. Pangolier, Bristleback, Enchantress, Void Spirit. So Pango could be 4, Bristleback. I mean, it could be safe lane Bristle, mid Void Spirit, off lane Pango. Like, I feel like this Midas Club lineup has a lot of options to it right now.
Definitely. The only thing that's really set in stone, and it's funny that I'm saying this because she was an off laner for a long time, is the fact that it's most likely Enchantress 5. Like, people rarely run this in a core position now, but you definitely could. The interesting thing about this draft so far, for Midas Club at least, is they picked Pangolier into 3 BKB piercing stuns, 3 magic immunity piercing stuns, Beastmaster Roar, Fiend's Grip, and Walrus Punch. So it's a hard Pango game. And yet they still picked it. This is how much they value the hero. Oh my goodness. And against Puck now too with the coil. This is the #1 Pango counter, I would say. Maybe Lukey's in chat somewhere and he thinks I'm an idiot for saying that, but you can't do anything you can't use your ulti, you can't use your Q to get away, and same goes for Void Spirit. Puck hard counters Void Spirit for the same reason. Completely screws mobility.
And there's the Luna, which I know was heavily picked in Blast. This is our first time seeing it here. Still only day 1 though.
I think Luna it's not even low key broken. It's high key broken. I feel like most people know that it's broken, but for some reason it just hasn't quite trended to be like first, second pick yet, unless you're Team Secret. But they're first picking Kunkka and running it off lane and things like that. So it's really hard to pinpoint their drop. But Luna's, the Aghanim Scepter is so damn good. It does so much damage. The Dom build, it lets you farm, it lets you be tanky, it lets you fight. It's a really nice bridge to get to your next items. And Luna late game is just better than ever. She's so strong right now.
Yeah, it certainly feels like a hero where if you misuse your buybacks or if you have somebody who's dead for long enough, like Luna's gonna make you pay. You're gonna lose towers. You're gonna lose objectives. Your fights almost feel so much more important. And I don't know if I'm like phrasing this the right way or saying it the right way, but like you lose a fight as Thunder Predator and Luna's got a little bit of farm to push you in. Like you're losing towers, you're losing objectives, you're losing the feeling of the map. You're gonna get choked out. Like you need to play a little bit more coordinated, a little more calculated is the word I was looking for.
There's a lot of pressure, I would say, on Beastmaster to prevent that. If he leaves an area and gives up that control of an area, it's going to be hard, especially if Midas Club can take some towers. It's going to be hard for them to get back that control, because like Beastmaster, he's somewhere, he's got Hawks down, he's got Boars, he's pushing the lane in. But if you TP somewhere and you get choked into your base, all of a sudden everybody died except for Bane. That was well coordinated. Good job, fellas. Anyway, yeah, that's just a typical Beastmaster thing, but especially true for the reasons that you're saying. Basically, these other Thunder Predator heroes, Ursa and Puck, they're kind of snowbally heroes. They don't really take control of the game. They don't push towers. They don't do anything like that. So you can definitely lose very quickly and get choked out by this Midas Club draft. But Beastmaster's a broken hero, so and it's a mid Beastmaster.
That's
wow.
The niche special.
The new strat.
Oh, I also saw Emmy do this.
Yeah, cool. I mean, he's against a Bristle, so not the easiest hero to lane up against as Beast. In fact, I would say it's a pretty big counter. Very easy to kill that boar with Bristle, and you just do not care about getting harassed by it because you just quill it down.
30 seconds to battle.
Leo style, mid Beastmaster. I never pinned Leo style as a Beastmaster player. It's always these mid/off lane style players. Like Envy makes a lot of sense to play mid Beastmaster because let's be real, if he's playing mid Ember or Void Spirit or something like that, he plays like an off laner. He's just making space, feeding, going crazy. But Leo style, to me, is more of a flashy mid laner as opposed to like a space making mid laner. It's like he kind of takes space, he kills people. It's just different. It's like rather than wasting time, he like controls the tempo by killing people. And I suppose Beastmaster can do that as well. It's just weird to say that because he's traditionally an off laner, which is usually a space maker.
Mm-hmm.
First blood.
Clearly was looking at Beastmaster while you were talking about him. I did not know Void Spirit was gonna die here of all places.
The battle begins.
All right.
Yeah, that was a rough life running into a Tusk there, Tusk Bane.
Eyes on the prize, I guess.
They're doing HFN offlane with Hiko Pangolier support into the Ursa and an Enchantress. That seems a little crazy. I feel like Luna could feed that one, potentially. Huh, they're swapping lanes.
Musical lanes coming in.
Thunder Predator really doesn't want to have they really want to get the Ursa versus Void Spirit matchup, which I mean, it makes sense. Ursa will crush a Void Spirit. Whereas with Luna, you can kill her, but it's, she's a ranged hero, so it's a little bit less easy.
So MNZ comes bottom, and they've also got the Bane down here. So for now, at least, it'll be Frank by himself over top on this puck. We'll see if that continues to stay this way, unless they look for one more kill over towards bottom with this Tusk as well as the Bane. Especially on the Void Spirit, you just start off with, you know, a nice tag team, Brain Sap, get that quick damage out there. Murdoch all of a sudden needs to feel like he, you know, forced to retreat pretty heavily.
Both of these offlaners are just having such a rough time. Frank's getting zoned by the Enchantress creep, and Murdoch is getting zoned by the two Thunder Predator supports. Ah, the life of an offlaner.
Yeah, it certainly can feel like just a no lane at times. Like you're just here to, just so you don't get fined.
And also, Thunder Predator was able to block this easy camp with a ward. So it's not like Murdoch can just pull the easy camp and win the lane like a traditional position 5 support would down here. He's got no camp to work with, so he just is destined to sit here doing nothing. And then Enchantress is taking the easy camp top. So both of these offlaners, it's just such a struggle in this game right now for both of them.
I'm wondering about these pauses. Was it Peru first game?
This is Peru, yeah.
It's Peru. And then I think they're going to Brazil game 2.
Yeah, they were talking about going to Brazil because I think there's some routing issues. Like Brazil to Peru, like still is not great routing, as well as like Peru to Brazil. I think this will definitely favor Thunder Predator, ping wise.
Tusk actually makes the rotation. He doesn't have Swashbuckle, so he's in a lot of trouble. He might just be dead here. And Frank, after sitting idly by for so long in this lane, was able to get a kill. And they've got the shards. So Matthew coming in, and all of a sudden, 2 kills. Both for Frank. Frank waits patiently like a kid in timeout, and all of a sudden, he's allowed out and allowed to get some kills.
You are dealing with kids that are very good kids if they sit still in timeout. But you know, like a bad kid in timeout, Frank, he just doesn't take it. He just comes out and can't time me out. The enemy team is trying to time him out. Anyway, yeah, that rotation from Matthew, very nice there, saving the shards. HFM was a little bit greedy. He kind of thought like, okay, this is just going to be a kill on my support, and I can go back to farming. But Matthew actually wanted more.
See how Leo Style does mid. He's 22-6 so far, but yeah, some of those are the camp to the side at the moment. Got Murdoch and Duster taking a lot of damage here bottom, and MJZ just certainly making this feel like quite a pressured lane, opening it up a lot for MNZ.
Yeah, it's just free for him. I mean, this is any time you have a Bane in your lane. This hero is so phenomenal at trading. His base stats are just so ridiculous. I'm shocked that they haven't been nerfed. This has always been his go-to thing, and people just start straight boots on Bane now too. You just have enough regen with the Brain Sap.
There's some mid, you can see how low he is with Beastmaster off to the side, just continuing to farm out this camp. Meanwhile, MJZ with MNZ taking some damage, but the Earthshock forward, Duster will drop, and it's another kill here for Thunder Predator, up 4-0 already.
Am I crazy? But I feel like the Enchantress just seems to feed in most games. Maybe this is confirmation bias, but I was also looking at Dota 2 Pro Tracker, and Enchantress's win rate is 40% in pro level pubs. Like, I'm kind of getting the feeling that the hero is bound to fall off soon. People are respecting it more and countering it.
Bkop has that Swashbuckle again, but they've got the silence!
Radiant's middle tower is under
Oh
attack.
no, and that
Radiant
was
structures
Frank
are fortified.
getting that level 4 while they made the attack. You know, getting that extra, or I think, you know what, maybe he turned level 4 after the kill. Never mind, he was level 3, had the
Radiant
1 level in
are
Waning
scanning.
Rift, and I don't know if Hiko was expecting the
Radiant's
silence.
courier
I
has been
misspoke.
killed.
It's also just a really easy kill with the Tusk. Like, the Puck Tusk lane is so nice just because the Puck has such good right clicks already and good range and good ability to like jump on people So you just run in with like the shards and with the icy hands, and all of a sudden Puck gets like 15 right clicks off. You know, it's like Tusk's dream to be playing with the Puck, as well as the silence, of course. You can like shards and silence.
Primal Roar over mid. And Bristle taking a lot of damage with the help of Matthew. Matthew has just been involved in just about everything. Got 3 kills over towards top, gets 1 mid here, and got the kill on Void Spirit to cause that first blood. It has been quite the adventure so far for Matthew. And Thunder Predator at 6,000, or 1,000 net worth lead with a 6-0 lead. I mean, they're doing so well, and Matthew wants to come top and do even more.
Or sentries too, gets the ward. Very nice. Yeah, he's doing work. I really feel like Matthew is probably the second best position 4 in South America, next to Schofield. Like, this guy is just always consistently impressive. No matter what team he's on, Matthew is always the star player. Like, this guy is... I mean, most pro players respect Matthew a lot. Sometimes he has his off games, but when he has his on games, like, he just looks like a god.
That was kind of you.
Impulse, but Brain Sap coming in with one last right click from MNZ. Murdoch was the one who put the pressure on there, and maybe he regrets that, giving up his life. And meanwhile, the tier 1 mid from Leo style with the double damage is quickly dispatched. So Thunder Predator, 7 minutes into the game, I think so far it's been 7 minutes of perfect Dota.
Yeah, they've been relentless with their pressure. Even in lanes that I think should be losing. I really feel like this Bristleback should beat Beastmaster in a lane. It's a counter, but Leo starts playing really well, as well as I think the Bristle going for a Soul Ring, you're constantly at low HP, so that lets Beast punish you with the Roar. I'm not a huge fan of the Soul Ring on Bristle. Every time I see it, it looks bad, and the bottle feels so much better. Because you don't have to cost so much HP, you know?
This is well done by Leo Style to come over towards bottom, help get this tier 1 tower again. I think both these lineups, I know I said it about the Luna lineup, but even this lineup from Thunder Predator can make you pay with every misstep you make. And that's going to cause you now to lose your mid tier 1, your bottom tier 1 is gone, and this, for a Luna that isn't exactly doing amazing, will get choked out of this jungle area.
Yeah, Luna needs
hard to control that.
More time. Like, this hero does do what Beastmaster does, but like later on into the game. The thing with Beast, especially as a mid Beast, is that he can run around and take every single tower, and he has so many levels that you just cannot run into him. Like, either you fight him and you lose, or you just lose your towers, which I think is a big reason why people are picking this mid Beastmaster. It's just the sheer amount of towers that you can get early by getting levels on Beast. It's pretty crazy. It's difficult to deal with, but when you go to the late game, it's just kind of an offlaner. So it's a risk, of course. Most things are in Dota.
So we'll start to converge over towards mid once again. As well, Bruce hit with the Nightmare, and no level 6 just yet for MJZ. They go to the Primal Roar onto the Pangolier, an easy kill onto Vico. And there's the shard, Sexy Fat. He's controlled but ignored for the most part. Just to get a kill there onto the Pangolier, and Ursa losing his courier. Sexy Fat now in a little bit of trouble. Ursa, meanwhile, goes after the Void Spirit of Murdoch, and it's 9-0. Yes, this is opening up time for Luna, but will it be enough? Waning Rift, silence up the Bristle. They've got the tag team. The damage is out. The Swashbuckle's in. But Nightmare onto this Pangolier. They kill off the Enchantress. 11. How many are we going to get in a row? It's 12. Down goes Hiko. 12-0 Thunder Predator. And, I mean, this is immaculate so far.
Well, I think we were expecting a closer game than the last series. But this has been the biggest stomp so far. 0 kills for Midas Club. That is impressive. Very impressive for Thunder Predator. I suppose you could argue it's impressive for both teams in some respect.
In opposite sides of the word impressive, yeah?
Yeah, exactly. The wages of fear. MNZ silently farming down here. Although I say that, and he was contributing a little bit, but it kind of feels like he's just coming in for a free snipe kill and then just back to farming immediately.
This is
Gold and sweet.
spiraled into a 4,000 net worth lead so far for Thunder Predator. Continuing the run of Deathless. This is difficult for Midas Club to really find their footing. And it's, you know, losing tower after tower, losing fight after fight. They really need to put some things together, but it's only going to get harder because now they've got MJZ, who's level 6. He's got the primal, he's got the Fiend's Grip with the primal roar, the control. Dream Coil comes in, stuns up the Luna. HFN on the run. MJZ hoping to get in there in time to find a Fiend's Grip, but not that long of a radius.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
What they need on Midas is they need the level 6 on Pangolier. I don't see any other way that they're going to take a team fight. They need the 6 on Pango, and they also probably need Luna to get more points in the Lucent Beam and get the Eclipse.
Radiant's top tower
Okay, that's
is
something.
under attack.
That's your first kill of the game. Break the streak.
Structures are fortified.
11 unanswered kills up to that, or 12 unanswered kills to that point. It doesn't subtract one when you do unanswered. But yeah, 12-1 still, just a kill onto the 5 position Bane.
Radiant's top
He's going
tower is
trouble.
under
Walrus punch. Whoa! Jesus. Pango's not even level 6. He is still level 5. How much did he just take from that Walrus punch? That was, yeah, okay. That Walrus punch with a quick 540 damage put him down to 200.
Yeah, Matthews, level 4 tag team and phase boots. He actually does a lot of damage. Oh, they want HFN so badly. He's quick though. Can he get him?
Oh my God, Matthew! He's been on fire with this tusk. They're rotating in. They're just not in time. They do get the disarm, but it's after the fact. And if they get anything out of this, I mean, yeah, that's great, but you lost your Luna, and now the Fiend's Grip comes in onto the Beastmaster. Aether Remnant stops the Fiend's Grip. MJZ in a little bit of trouble to get the kill on the Hiko once again. The TP out from Leo style. The Nightmare onto the Bristle. So one's escaped. Dream Coil onto 3. Frank comes in. Waning Rift onto all those heroes, but he's taking a lot of damage, so he needs to be careful, though. Dream Coil snaps the Illusory Orb and the Jaunt away. Frank making some space. He doesn't have a Blink Dagger or anything, but phase shift available. Waning Rift for some distance. Again, they're looking for the Hoof Stomp. They're trying to get the Centaur in front, but a quick Jaunt from Frank stays out of the grasp of Midas Club and make it 15-1.
Next fight, Frank is going to have his Vessel, and it's going to look a lot spookier for Midas because they have some tanky boys on their side. You know, they have Enchantress with the heals, they have Bristleback, lots of HP. Even Luna's got a good amount of HP, so that Vessel's going to really come in handy. And just Roche, just like that, with Beastmaster and Tusk, and also Ursa. It's pretty damn easy. No threat whatsoever. Dying to that Roche with these heroes.
Sean has fallen to the dire.
MNZ's got his full Battle Fury too at this point. So he can keep up with the Luna and farm.
This is just cows to slaughter right now.
It's a clinic, as they say. What does that mean? Why do casters say that? What's a clinic?
Putting on a
Radiant's
clinic
top
is
tower is under attack.
usually a phrase meant by someone doing extremely well. When you teach a clinic, you're teaching the basics or the fundamentals of something. So like if you go to a baseball clinic, you're learning the fundamentals of pitching or hitting, and if you're doing so well, you're basically teaching the other team. You're doing so well that because they're losing so poorly, they're learning.
Can I be totally honest with you and say that I thought that it meant that you're like beating somebody so bad they have to go to the doctor's clinic?
I mean, that could
That's-
definitely fit.
See, that's my
Radiant's
first
middle tower is under attack.
ape-like impression of this. You know, I can't help my orangutan brain. It's just life. What's the bounty rune trades here? We've all 4 for Thunder Predator. We do. And you can see the gold lead. It always bounces up with those bounties. That is such a huge source of gold in this patch. Really the most important source of gold.
It's just
And they get all of them.
Thunder Predator continuing to just extend the lead. Ursa, no fear from MNZ. Swashbuckle, disarm. 4 heroes are here for the side of Midas Club, but they don't want to fight. You see them already trying to leave. They've got the Illusory Orb. They'll have a Dream Coil to drop on this fight if they want to use it. They back off. Rolling Thunder coming in. Phase Shift avoiding it. But then on the background, well, Heiko will hit him. Won't matter, though.
MJZ was really trying to get off that Fiend's Grip on the Pangolier there because just such a hard counter. But unfortunately, does not have the range. He's not level 15 yet, so does not have the cast range talent.
Radiant structures are
It's a rough life being in position 5 Bane. Thunder Predator just pushing bot. It's a free tier 2. You may as well take this. There's absolutely no way Midas can defend this.
under attack.
Yeah, it's almost impossible. They've still got a lot of time in this Aegis to continue to farm up on MNZ. You saw that he wanted to be aggressive for just a moment. Thunder Predator, everything going well for him. 15-1. I mean, their only death is on a 5-position Bane. Leo Styles had free reign of the map the entire time. He'll go into the Solar Crest, and then it's just a basher for Ursa. He doesn't really fear much in this game.
Is under attack.
Yeah. Yeah, that basher, that'll be pretty useful. He can basically solo kill. Even like the Bristleback, he could solo kill, but, you know, the Luna's got to be real careful when he's got that basher. Ursa, or Luna's one of those heroes that just can't do anything to an Ursa. No escape, no disable, no mobility. Hiko's got his role. Camping behind Sexy Fat here mid, but it's a hard fight. If there is one place you want to fight, though, with Pango, it's the river. There's so many little cliffs to bounce off of.
Just invading the jungle, invading the triangle. Dragon Scale Pupil's Gift picked up for the Luna. 2 Wraith Bands, a Yasha, and a Dragonlance. Not really much to HFN's name just yet. 2,000 gold behind this Ursa. I mean, yeah, MNZ's had that kind of game. The team's had that kind of game. Bane in front of both the Pango and the Enchantress. Halberd might help, but I'm not sure how much it's going to help. 4-shotting Duster. That's disgusting. Didn't even care about the Untouchable.
See what I mean about people are, you know, respecting the Enchantress more, picking these counters, and it just looks really bad. And, you know, obviously, confirmation bias. Well aware of
into the Fiend's Grip onto the Bristleback, and it's a hard one to kill, a hard nut to crack, but at the same time, when you got 4 heroes here, giving you the extra effort, Sexy Fat can just stand there and wait for his untimely death, and they'll also kill the Pangolier. So, Leo Style gets a kill, Primal Roar comes in, Thunder Predator, 18-1.
And they can just run it down mid at this point with the beast summons. Although I do think also there's some value here if they can cut this bot wave and then just make their way top. We're in this period where Midas Club is stuck in their base. So they can choose to extend this for as long as they want, and they're just going to get more and more and more of a gold lead. Somebody's got to cut that bot wave.
It's hard for Radiant to really make anything happen. It's getting choked out of your own side of the map. Like you said, sitting in their own base. And
Duster, you don't want to go there.
Again, heal comes in, but it's not going to be enough. They have the Aether Remnant into the Enrage, and now the Dream Coil comes through. Eclipse, is it going to be enough to get anybody? No, it won't be. MNZ has a double kill, looks towards Murdoch with the Solar Crest on him. The Midas Armor is hard for him to deal with. Triple kill for MNZ. The Nightmare onto the Enchantress. Duster on the run. They might even just focus Sexy Fat, but the Disarm comes in. He's got that new Heaven's Halberd, but it's not going to be enough. They jump on him to continue forward. The Disarm hits onto a couple, bringing them low. Illusory Orb over, trying to finish off Sexy Fat. They'll finally double up their kill count, but the Snowball in from Matthew allows them to triple it. He goes in way too far for Sexy Fat. I think maybe thinking he can get something off to get that kill, but unfortunately, he just feeds his life away.
We're in this weird game state where normally Thunder Predator would completely ignore Sexy Fat because he's a Bristleback and they know that you're not supposed to focus a Bristle, but they have such a huge lead that they kind of feel like they can focus him anyway. So you can see this indecision in fights where it's like, should we go on him? Should we not go on him? Some people go in, some people are running away, and it's really awkward. But you know, it's like suffering from success, right? The only reason that they're even focusing the Bristle at all. It's not because they're bad players and they're focusing Bristle, which is not what you're supposed to do. It's because they're so far ahead that they know that they can maybe do that. But the question is when. And it looks like under the tier 2 is not a case where you can do that. Not with these items on Bristle.
Midas Club wants more of that. They want you to dive in more.
Yeah,
And
keep
they're
it
gonna
going.
go for Matthew. Snowball. Murdoch didn't line himself up to put him into the Aether Engine. I'm a little bit surprised there. Lucent Beam comes through on a Bane. MJZ out of position and out of HP. Another kill there for Midas Club as it's 21-4.
So close to 420. So close. Yet so far.
This has been so far so good from Thunder Predator, but Radiant, give him those kills, give him this time, maybe. Again, like we said at the beginning of the game, if Luna can have that opportunity to push your towers, you might pay pretty heavily.
Also a great rapier carrier. You know, these heroes on Thunder Predator, while they are, you know, of course, good heroes and they scale pretty well, none of these are really true carries. Even Ursa with this Battle Fury, it's like an anti-mage where the point is being ahead of people in terms of items. But Ursa versus Luna in the late game, if they're on even ground, the Luna will win. It's like the Spectre matchup as well. The Spectre will win. Ursa just farms really
First
quickly.
punch, Snowball, lockdowns there, but the Astral Step as well as the disarm on to the Ursa. Double damage picked up by MNZ. I know Murdoch was thinking about going in for it, but they've got the June Coil, snaps both of them. Hiko dead, Murdoch got Duster on the run. 2 heroes without buyback. We'll use the attendants to try and heal through this chase, but it is not looking likely that he will survive. Silence with the Waning Rift, the Snowball comes through. Frank with a double kill, they'll get themselves a third, and it is just going downhill even further for Midas Club.
It's a kind of late Roshan spawn too. It's 2 minutes after it could possibly spawn, so it could be worse. But, you know, Thunder Predator would really have loved to have Roshan respawn as soon as possible, and they just go take that close at the game. For now, they'll have to just control the map. Dude, MNZ, you got to work on your Earth Shocks, buddy. That's twice I've caught him doing that. Tries to get up the cliff and ends up on the floor.
I got to watch Matthew play this Tuscan ESL a couple of times. It is, you know, been very impressive. 2-1 in 14 this game. And this isn't even the best performance I've seen him on this Tusk either. Like, he is doing very well.
Yeah, this is his hero. It's like this one and Earth Spirit. It's really the flashy heroes he plays really well. Earthshaker as well.
Yeah, I saw him play Earthshaker as well, and that was a really good one. It's fun.
He's,
it's fun dipping into the region that I cast the least.
I feel like there's a lot of these players that if you could get them on not 150 ping or whatever it is they play on, they would look so good. I mean, it's really difficult to play on like European ping. And just imagine like these guys are queuing to US East all day, and like that's what they're playing on is basically Euro ping.
Mm-hmm.
To get like competitive pub games. So I really do feel like the region is a lot stronger than they look a lot of the time, just because of the ping issues. Maybe I'm making excuses for them, but I'm a big believer that ping is a real thing.
You can definitely feel the difference. I've played a lot of EU games myself.
Yeah, it's noticeable. I mean, I noticed on West. I'm such a big baby. Like I can't play on West because I get like 70 ping. That's too much. I'm like right next to the server, right next to East.
So
there's Roche.
Luna getting a lot of time. Like, if this Roche fight goes their way, hypothetically, anything's possible. In these situations, you don't have a clean fight. Even up 14,000, you can lose it, and then you give up the Aegis, and all of a sudden, like, things will come back the other way pretty quickly, especially against the middle lineup.
I mean, when you look at the net worths, like the difference in net worth is really like Void Spirit is broke. He's the biggest difference.
They're gonna jump onto the Beastmaster. Wheel Saw would be a big one again. Snowball save from Matthew. Snowball's in. Eclipse is used. They have the control. They don't have the vision. Oh, he's able to leave. He does get dusted up, but it's just too late. And now, while all that's going on, MNZ grabs himself the Aegis and the cheeks.
Dire's top tower
Oh, and he's
is
right
under
in.
attack.
He just runs right in.
He's
Daddy's
going
home.
4v1. That is such aggressive play. MNZ, you madman, goes with the Abyssal. Now he's starting to be controlled a little bit, but they've got themselves the Fiend's Grip on HFN. They'll get the kill on Luna, so a lot of that damage, a lot of that net worth that's on the side of Midas Club is already taken out of the fight. Bristle, he is being focused for a sexy fat on the run. Solar Crest is there, gets the bash, gets in front of him with the tag team. Do they have the damage before he TPs out? No, they do not. But they do
No
get
bash.
2 kills.
Very lucky sexy fat, but I mean, I don't think it's going to matter. Obviously, it's a 17k gold lead. You still have both the Aegis and the cheese on Ursa. See, the problem in this game, at least at this point, is that there's so much riding on Hiko getting off these good Rolling Thunders, because it's really the only form of disable that Midas have. But he's playing against Abyssal Blade, Fiend's Grip, Roar, Puck Coil. Every single one of Thunder Predator's heroes can deal with
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
the Rolling Thunder. Every single one of them is a counter in some respect. So it's all on Hiko, and yet it's just a very difficult game for him. The hardest possible game.
Pangolier. Oh, oh, what a move! Frank, I don't know if he was expecting the swashbuckle there. I feel like he definitely was, because that's the way you come out of Rolling Thunder if you're in a stressful situation like that, but drops the Dream Coil, gets him to kill himself on the snap.
See, that's a weird one, because you can't swashbuckle while coiled. So he coiled him during the swashbuckle cast, like after it had cast. So very weird interaction there, but gets the kill in a very flashy way.
Yeah. And Frank, and it was crazy how much he was getting stymied in that top lane and like shut down for what, the first couple of minutes or so, and then all of a sudden Matthew showed up and said, "You're gonna have a game today. I'm gonna make sure of it." They get a couple of kills, and all of a sudden the whole lane opened up. Enchantress ends up dead. Ursa just diving in deep, looking over at Sexy Fat. Lucent Beam comes through, but they've got the Primal Roar onto the Beast, onto the Bristle. They'll get the kill on a Sexy Fat. They'll lose a second. He doesn't have buyback. There's the Nightmare as well as the Rolling Thunder coming in. The crest was used. Dream Coil dropped down on a 2. MNZ just 2-shot the Void Spirit. Jesus.
He cannot catch a break this game. This has been the roughest Void Spirit game that I've seen in a long time. He didn't have a Daddy Matthew to come and put food on his table, you know?
Seriously. There's the Abyssal Blade. Looks over at Duster. Duster's not really been allowed to play Dota this one. And well, he'll end up dead, and they'll go and siege the tier 3 tower and take it.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
What a stomp.
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
Even bigger stomp than the EG game. Well, you know, you could argue that there was a little bit of a defense there, and maybe Luna had some potential, but it's looking a little over. It's looking. We'll see though. Luna does have the butterfly.
Disarm onto the Ursa. Seems like a last stand. Bash is coming through on a Sexy Fat. Lucent Beam hits on the MJZ. They disarm both Ursa as well as Puck. Puck trying to run away from Sexy Fat. They've got the Dust, Aether Remnant, and the kill. They took out Frank. Maybe from here things start to turn around a little bit, but it is still a tough hill to climb. As the Lucent Beam is used, the Fiend's Grip is out onto the Bristleback. Can they get control on the MJZ to make sure that Sexy Fat maybe is able to retreat? But the shards from Matthew are perfect once again. They get the kill on a Sexy Fat. He'll buy back immediately. They take out HFN. And he really has not been effective in these fights. 1-5-1. Swashbuckle away from Hiko. And, well, without the Luna, this defense becomes that much harder. Aether Remnant with the disarm. MNZ not looking to die anytime soon. 16-0-5. They'll take out the bottom tier 3. They'll take out the bottom set of racks.
Still has the Aegis too. This entire time he has not used that Aegis. Actually looking to fake back here. See MNZ. He's chilling in the area.
And there's the GG.
Oh, that's it. Okay. They just don't want to play anymore. Oh, the BM.
Dust.
Come on.
Just let him live. He called GG. Cut him some
Yeah.
slack. Oh, of course my game crashes. I've had that happen a couple of times where my game just crashes right as that happens. Guess I'll throw us
That battle
over.
pass, man.
Yeah, ever since the Battle Pass, it's been pretty wild. I'll throw it over to the camera real quick. Just be ready.
Love some of the additions. Just gotta say that to start. I like parts of this Battle Pass, but it has destroyed my computer.
Yeah, it's been weird. That's probably like the 5th time I've crashed. Right, it's always right as the Ancient explodes. So it's.
I mean, it's a lot of particles.
Yeah,
We'll just say that it's a lot of particles
rough.
going on.
So
that was very CPU intensive for sure. Anyway,
I can't
this game,
go to the stats, but Ursa didn't die.
Yeah, here, let me read them out to you. So we had Leo Style 6-0-15. He didn't die. MNZ 16-0-6. So he didn't die either. And everybody else died once or twice. And if we look at the hero damage, MNZ did 30,000 hero damage. And the next person in line was Frank, who did 16,000. So,
jeez.
Nice performance. Very nice performance. I wouldn't even say that one person on Thunder Predator stood out to me as having, like, the best performance. If I had to pick somebody, I'd probably say Matthew, just because he made all of the other heroes do well in the game. So you could argue that, sure, they all had stellar performances, but it was off the back of Matthew's early rotations. But with that being said, like, with the space, the cores of Thunder Predator just went wild. All of them.
Yeah, for sure. And they just choked out the map. I mean, what were they able to do on the side of Midas Club? There really wasn't much.
This is the best team, arguably, in the region. I mean, you could argue, of course, Beast Coast, once again, LAN Beast Coast. But when we're talking online play, this team has had phenomenal performances. Even when Thunder Predator will, like, drop a series here or there, like, they always come back. They always look really strong, just because individually all of these players are phenomenal players.
Yeah. So, well, Thunder Predator take game 1. We'll be back with game 2 in just a moment. Thunder Predator against Midas Club. I'm your caster, Bkop, joined here by Jenkins. Hopefully my game doesn't crash coming out of the next one, but we'll be back in just a second. Stay right there.